Hello, and welcome to another edition of All Around Town. My name is Roger Wilson, and I'm the Director of Government Affairs for Frederick County. Today's guest is Burgess John Miller from Middletown. John, good to see you today.
You too, Roger. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so what's going on out in Middletown?
Oh, we have a lot going on.
Yeah?
Yeah. We're in the third year of a 2-year Streetscape program.
Oh, okay.
And we've had a few hiccups, and some of them right now are fairly significant. We have most of the construction right now is in our downtown area, and so we have about half of our sidewalk torn up, and has been for about 4 weeks. And no, the state doesn't have a sidewalk contractor, so that's been problematic for our businesses. That hurts them quite a bit, and we would just urge people to come on down. There are ways to get around it and ways to get into these businesses and continue to support them.
So for our viewing audience, just tell us a little bit more about Streetscape, what a Streetscape project is, and the scope of this project.
Yeah, the scope of this project is the entire length of Middletown along Route 40, which is Main Street, from end to end. Streetscape is a beautification and also a street improvement program sponsored by State Highway through the Maryland Department of Transportation. So what has happened on either end of town right now that people can see the end result is we have a new road surface, we have new curb and gutter, we have new sidewalks, and they've also done some storm drain work, which has hopefully improved our ability to take water from storms and inflow and infiltration out of the system and into the creeks in a more efficient manner. And so that's really been the scope of it. But along with that, Middletown has also undertaken the replacement of our 125-year-old water line. So we paid for that part of it, but the state has basically been the facilitator or the contractor with our staff being the engineers and also the inspectors of that.
Well, I guess it was a good opportunity to upgrade your infrastructure.
It was. We were planning on doing that, and then as we found that Streetscape was going to become more of a reality and the budgeting from the state was there, then we piggybacked along with that. So the street would only be torn up one time.
Yeah, perfect timing.
It was. It was really good timing, and it's worked out very well. That part of the project will be finished probably by the end of August.
End of August. Okay. So what about the entire Streetscape project? Will there be a ribbon cutting after how many years? 2 years or?
Yes. Yeah, there'll be a ribbon cutting.
Okay.
I don't know when.
You don't know when. Okay.
But we'll do something to celebrate the end of this. That's for sure.
Very good.
Yes.
Good. I know the Middletown residents will be happy.
Yes.
Okay.
They will be.
So I was recently up in Middletown, and I visited one of your restaurants there, the Main Cup.
Right.
And
yeah, I saw you that night.
Yes. Yeah. Tell us a little more about the restaurants and the amenities there in Middletown.
Well, we have quite a few restaurants now. It's been very nice to see this kind of almost an explosion of restaurants in town. Our citizens have taken full advantage of it. Every restaurant's doing very well. The Main Cup downtown was the old Maine's Ice Cream, and Bob and Kim Brennigan own the properties and have turned this into the anchor restaurant, really, of the town and of downtown. Dempsey's Diner Grill is also there, does a great lunch trade, and they're open for dinners as well, and they have excellent home-cooked food. And then, we're adding a couple of others. We have Fratelli's, which is an Italian seafood place.
Oh, sure.
And that's done very well. Their main restaurant was in Salisbury and Hampstead. They have another one. And then this one. And then Tapias on Main is going to occupy the old, for Middletown residents, the old Ingalls Hardware store. Okay. And that should be open, by the time this airs, that should be open. End of August, we're thinking, or if not before. And that's going to be wood-fired pizza and Italian food. And then there's a gelato place right next door. That's on Ann Miller property. And so we're looking forward to that as well. And then, of course, some of the old stalwart restaurants are still around. There's a James Gang. You can go there, and it's a great one. Cinco de Mayo is a nice Mexican place. And then, of course, Hollow Creek, the Valley Grill at the Richland Golf Course.
Yeah, right beside the Dunkin' Donuts there in the area that you're referring to,
Mm-hmm.
are there going to be other buildings there, or is the rest of that space just parking area?
Yeah, there are 4 pads on that site known as Crosstone Commons.
Okay.
CVS was one, where Dunkin' Donuts and Fratelli's and Cinco de Mayo and Harmony Nail, that is a second pad.
Okay.
The third pad has been constructed, and that is going to house a Black Hog. So again, by the time this airs, we're looking forward to Black Hog being open, and that's a lot of people are anxiously awaiting that.
Yes.
And then there'll be a Mountain Postal store next to that. They're out of Allegheny County, kind of a mailbox type place with a little gift shop. And then there will be other stores could go in that building, but as far as I know, nothing has been contracted yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, all that sounds good, and
I'll
definitely be spending a lot of time, definitely with the Black Hog coming there. I love barbecue,
Yeah.
and so hope to see you there.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love Black Hog, and it's a great restaurant. They're going to have a little bit of, I think, some outside seating,
Okay.
and I know Mr. Terrazzo has been out there himself working very hard to get it done.
Mm-hmm. Just for our viewing audience, how many people live in Middletown?
We have about 4,800 people now, and we have just finishing up one of our last developments in town. It was a piece of property that was in town and was turned into 81 single-family homes right next to the school complex. That's all sold out now, and they're constructing one of the last homes now. So that's going to be good when that's finished, and that'll give us a little breather on any development. The next one to take place in 2022 is going to be an active adult community of 140 active adult homes, 55 and older, so they don't impact the schools, and they use less water, and so we found that to be a beneficial project. Plus, it provides a need to our our growing population of seniors. Yeah.
Now, will that be just right outside of the city, or what?
That's in town. That's actually
in town?
It's right on the northern side of Middletown Park, the county park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, and that'll be, again, I think it's 2022, maybe 2023. I think. Yeah.
Now, you also have a new fire station there.
We do. Yeah, the county went in and built the fire station for our volunteers and for the career firefighters. And matter of fact, my granddaughter was at one of the Frederick County camps today.
Okay.
Both of them, they went over and got to meet the firefighters and see the station.
Sure.
And it's awesome. It's a beautiful station, and our firefighters are very happy with it. And our service to our residents, of course, has improved with the construction of that new site.
So, rumors that I heard that there's a new library possibly coming?
Well, you would know better than I, Roger. But yes,
Okay.
We are looking forward to a new library. I think that's in 2023 also. It's in the county CIP. We have lobbied the county executive to include in that library a senior center. So we're looking for it's up to them how they want to design it, but our objective would be that some portion of that, the basement, for example, would be a senior center. The property's laid out enough that I think you could do a ground floor that would have entrance outside, and do anywhere from a 5,000 to 10,000 square foot senior center.
Well, I'm sure that would complement your active adult
Yes.
community that you're planning on developing out.
Yeah, we have 2 active adult communities, and we have a very active senior group. Dottie Engel has been the leader of that group for many years. They have an exercise class that now meets regularly. They have once a month luncheon. So we have a need. Now we're just trying to find a place for them to meet, and other services could be conducted there too for seniors.
Are you hearing anything about pickleball? That's pretty popular right now.
I know. This is interesting. Yeah, a lot of our residents play. They do come into the Tally Center or over to Walkersville, I think, to play. I did actually speak with a gentleman yesterday at the Frederick County Park Center. That's in the primary school in Middletown, and they didn't have any request for pickleball, but I did mention it to him, and so I'll follow that up with Jeremy Courtwright and see if we can't bring pickleball out to Middletown. It would help a lot of our residents.
good.
Yeah.
Now, as far as your local government there in Middletown, you passed a number of legislative items recently. Could you kind of highlight those?
Well, we've done a number of things. We've been kind of busy. We're trying to clean up our code a little bit.
Okay.
So a number of things have just dealt with our design manual, the building code. They're really mundane kind of items, but we are looking at some ordinance changes that I think will help us to manage accessory buildings. That's currently one that's on the public hearing, and then we just passed our budgets, and our CIP is now going to be voted on August 12th.
Okay.
So and that has we've done some street work. We have a number of streets that need to be redesigned or redone, and some of them, if they're not a collector road, we're doing tar, chip, and seal.
Okay.
And we did that because there's a significant savings to us and to our taxpayers. It's a little rougher to begin with, but then it wears down and it becomes a nice smooth surface and a newer looking surface, and gives us about 10 years of additional time with tar, chip, and seal. So we're doing a number of streets with that. We've done 2 already in a parking lot. So we've had very little negative feedback about it, but it's very much a cost savings for us, and most people, I think, realize that.
So what does Middletown look like 10 years from now?
10 years from now, I think Middletown will have a very active downtown.
Okay.
I think it's a very pedestrian-friendly town, and will continue to be so. We have a number of trails that people are using a lot now for not only exercise, but also to get from point A to point B. I think we'll see a lot of kids and activities in our parks that are a lot larger, and I don't think we'll be significantly bigger in 10 years. So the future is bright for people who live in Middletown, and we have an excellent school system.
Sure.
In Frederick County, and our schools in Middletown have excellent reputation. And in fact, we have, for the first time ever, and I've been in education for 36 years, but for the first time ever, we have 4 new principals for each of our schools in town.
Very good.
That's unheard of. I've never heard of that before. They're all exceptional people, so I'm sure things will go along smoothly. We have an excellent staff in each of our schools, and as well as I do, Roger's staff runs the building anyway.
That's right. We got to count on our staff and team.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
If you had a good staff, you have a good school, you have a good government, you have whatever.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming in today, and we appreciate everything that's going on in Middletown and your leadership, sir.
Oh, thank you.
And look forward to coming up and celebrating when Black Hawk opens, and invite me up. And,
oh, I will.
Yeah. First barbecue is on you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank you again.
Thank you, Roger.
Yeah, you bet, John. Well, that wraps up this episode of All Around Town. I look forward to seeing you all around town.